What's going on, guys? So, just got out of work, came to my little spot that I found not too long ago, and I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, guys. Eaten alive. I shot a few arrows, and I came up with a decent idea for a video, but let's see if I can survive it. I came up with three things that made my shot process a lot better. These three things are very basic. It's always the smallest things, guys, that can make the biggest difference. And one thing I've always said, guys, is if something's off when you're shooting and you can't quite figure it out, chances are that it's probably you. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but you know, I don't know what the statistic is, but I'm going to say well over 50% of the time, if you can't figure out why you can't put arrows in that dime, it's probably because of you and not your equipment. All right, guys, let's get started before I literally get eaten alive by these mosquitoes. So, first thing is your grip. All right. What I used to do, what I was doing until somebody pointed it out to me when we were shooting together, I know when I'm shooting, I know that I'm not supposed to squeeze, like have a death grip on my bow. You're supposed to relax. So, with that known, guys, what I was doing is I was resting my hand on my bow, but I was just curling my fingers on my grip, and I wasn't squeezing. I was just relaxing. And for the longest time, I was thinking like that's the way to go, and somebody pointed out that that's absolutely not the way to go, and I didn't understand why until I started shooting like this, and I figured out why, guys. So let me try to explain. Okay, let me shoot an arrow first so I don't stab my camera when I'm trying to explain it. All right, so I don't know if you guys saw that, but I had my hand open. Okay, so what that's doing, so if you can imagine, I'm going to try to explain this the best way I can. Okay, if you're holding your bow and you have a closed grip, what you're doing is you're manually tilting your bow to level your bubble, which is awesome. That's what you're supposed to do, obviously, right? What opening your hand up does, guys, is instead of manually trying to level the bow off, when you open your hand and you draw the bow back, you guys can see the sway that the bow does, right? So I'm gonna put a little pressure. Now I'm gonna just kind of, you see that? So when that happens, guys, when you pull that bow back and you open your hand, it's almost like gravity takes over, okay? Now, I'm not saying, you open your hand, you don't have to pay attention to your bubble. I'm not saying that. Like, you do have to a certain degree, manually, level that bubble. But when you open your hand, guys, gravity does a lot of the work for you, okay? I have a buddy that kind of just got back into shooting, and he told me, guys, I think I said this in another video, but he told me that he doesn't even pay attention to his bubble, and he actually shoots pretty good. I think I figured out why, and I think the reason why is because he opens his hand when he shoots his bow, and what that's doing, guys, is it's almost, like I said, gravity takes over, and gravity almost levels his bow for him. And I think that's why he gets away with it, because he is a good archer, but he doesn't pay attention. But I think that's why he gets away with it. So just that, guys, that's one thing that, it might take a second off your shot process, because it's not something you have to keep as much attention on. Once you get used to it, you realize, you get the feel for it, and you don't, have to pay attention to it that much anymore. Well, I mean, you always have to pay attention to your bubble, but you have to work a lot less harder to get it level. That's what we'll say. So, second thing, guys, I shot it down for a long time. People were trying to get me to do this for a long time, and I'm like, yeah, never listened. But one day I finally tried it, didn't like it, so I kept trying it, and I eventually loved it. And now I won't go back. So what that second thing is, guys, is shooting with both eyes open. You know, it made me a good archer. Like, I'm not going to say shooting with one eye closed is the wrong way to shoot. But shooting with both eyes open is, you know, supposedly the correct way to shoot. You know, that just like shooting a firearm, you know, they say you should have both eyes open, you know, same thing with the bow. And I have noticed a difference, guys. Like I said, that first, you know, that first shot you take with both eyes open, you're not gonna like it. You know, it's a whole nother interface, if that's what you want to call it. It's a little bit of a change. You know, you almost have to train your brain to focus, because if you think about it, you're looking through a peep sight, pins, and then you're putting those pins on a target, and who knows how far away that target is. So you do, you know, give it 10, 20 arrows before you judge it, guys. You know, this goes for everything I'm saying today. All three of these things. Don't just try it once and say, "Oh, I don't like it. This sucks." You know, try it. You know, give it 20 arrows, guys. And then, you know, the first time I shot with both of my eyes open, first time I shot with my hand open, I hated it. You guys, it's not what I was used to. So you have to go out of your comfort zone. But I promise, guys, once you get out of that comfort zone and you start getting used to these things, it will make a difference for the better. So, you know, take one more shot, and now keep it in mind. My hand's open, both my eyes are open. Anyway, number 3, guys. This is a very important one. This is something you are not even going to realize you're doing, okay? When you have your bow drawn back, guys, one thing that I noticed, especially when I was learning how to use a hinge release, I noticed, guys, that I was holding my shot just a little bit too long, okay? Which is fine. You know, I know I'd still do it. I still hold my shot. But one thing you guys have to really watch when you're shooting is 2 quick little things. It's number 3, but it's kind of like 2 in 1 kind of thing. So when you have your bow drawn and you're anchored and you hold that bow for a long time, I noticed, guys, either as you do get tired, even though you don't realize it, you do. So what starts to happen either your arm starts to bend a little bit, or you start pulling down, okay? It could be very small, but that little bit, guys, it's gonna throw your shot off, okay, big time. Quick little story, this how I figured it out. I had to sight my sights in, and I didn't have time. So I literally did it in like 6 shots, guys. You know, I put my tape down, took 6 shots. I got lucky enough to get it in 6 shots. I left. The next day, I come out and I start shooting. But, you know, I have a little bit more time, so I'm shooting. And, you know, at first I'm hitting in the middle, hitting dimes. And then, you know, I get to, you know, 15, 20 arrows, and I notice my shots dropping. You know, and automatically I think, okay, I'm getting tired. So I'm making sure, you know, I'm really making sure my pin's where I want it before I let that shot break, and it's still dropping low. What's going on? All right, are my sights crap? Is my rangefinder crap? Am I crap? Come to find out, guys, I was crap. So what I was doing, guys, is I was shooting for a long period of time. You know, I was holding my shot longer. And what I was doing, guys, is I was creeping down slowly when I was holding my shot. Either my arm was starting to bend slightly, or I was letting down on that arrow slightly. And how I figured that out is when I was looking at footage, all right? 1, I would see my arm bend a little bit more than I wanted it to. And 2, when I'm at full draw, I can see the tip of my arrow, right, on my wrist through the camera. And I can see it slowly popping out a little bit. And I was solid, guys. I was not moving. When I was drawn back in my footage, I was not moving. So it's not like it was different angles, whatever. I saw that arrow dropping, okay? And that's how I figured that out. But anyway, so that's 3 things, guys, right there, all right? So remember, open your hand on your grip, open both eyes when you're shooting, and be conscious of your your arm and your anchor. All right, I'm not saying draw and then look all around at yourself while you have an arrow knocked. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just be conscious, guys. Just make sure your arm's solid. There's no give on your draw. Just those three things are big, guys. A lot of people, 80% of people that shoot will have these issues at some point, or if they're just starting, of course they're going to have these issues. But a lot of people have these issues and don't realize it, and they get frustrated and they can't figure out why they can't hit the bullseye. They get sick of it, fed up, they sell the bow. It doesn't, once you stop hitting that bullseye, guys, it's not fun anymore, and I get it. But anyway, I am going to get out of here before I get eaten alive. And anyway, I really hope this helps somebody out there, guys. Like I said, if it helps, awesome. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. But as I keep shooting, I'm sure I will remember different things that I've had to tweak over the years and adjustments that I've made, and I will make sure I let you guys know. All right, so keep shooting, guys. All right, keep it fun. Peace.